Welcome to Top Talk, where we learn English through powerful stories that shape our hearts, our vocabulary, and our way of seeing the world. Today's episode is not just a lesson. It is an experience that invites us to slow down, observe carefully, and discover how nature can teach us language and life at the same time. We will enter the world of hummingbirds, some of the smallest birds in existence. Their bodies are tiny, but they carry lessons that are larger than life. These birds teach us about survival, resilience, transformation, and the beauty of wonder. Alongside this journey, we will explore the remarkable story of Eric Pittman, an adventurer, conservationist, and artist who built an unexpected relationship with hummingbirds that changed his life forever. His story shows how attention, compassion, and curiosity can lead us to a deeper understanding of the world. So prepare to learn English in a new way, through nature, through meaningful vocabulary, through storytelling, and through emotional resonance. Let us begin. Hummingbirds are the smallest birds in the world, but their strength cannot be measured by size. They can fly backwards, something most birds cannot do. They can hover in one spot, motionless in the air, as if gravity does not apply to them. Their wings beat up to 80 times per second. Their hearts beat more than 1,200 times per minute. For comparison, the average human heart beats around 60 to 100 times per minute. If our bodies lived at the speed of hummingbirds, we would collapse. We would burn out instantly. But hummingbirds endure. These little birds face storms. They face predators. They face hunger, habitat loss, and the destruction of forests that once protected them. Yet they continue to fly. They continue to grow. They continue to survive. From them, we learn our first lesson. Small does not mean weak. Small does not mean powerless. Small does not mean silent. Every size has strength. Every voice has value. Every life can make a difference. Take a moment and say the line out loud as a practice for both English pronunciation and personal confidence. Small does not mean weak. Before we continue, let us build our vocabulary. These words will appear throughout the story, and they are useful for both conversation and deeper emotional expression. Resilience, the ability to recover and stay strong after difficulty or damage. For example, hummingbirds show resilience after storms, continuing to fly even when their world is shaken. Hatching, the moment when a baby bird breaks out of its egg. For example, we watched the hatching of the eggs and saw new life begin. Conservationist, a person who protects the environment and wildlife. For example, Eric Pittman is a conservationist who works to defend animals and natural habitats. Miracle, something amazing that feels impossible or surprising. For example, seeing a broken bird fly again felt like a miracle. Wonder, a feeling of surprise and admiration caused by something beautiful or mysterious. For example, nature is full of wonder when we learn how to look. Take a moment and repeat each word. Focus on the rhythm of the sounds. Resilience, conservationist, miracle, wonder. These words will stay with us as we move forward. Eric Pittman's story begins with adventure. Before he discovered hummingbirds, his life demanded strength and courage. He worked with the Canadian Coast Guard, participating in dangerous rescue missions where he faced storms, emergencies, and risk. He became a commercial helicopter pilot, flying over forests, oceans, and mountains with skill and precision. His work took him into the Arctic, where the vast landscapes tested the limits of human resilience. He fought fires. He saved lives. He experienced the world from the sky. But life has chapters we cannot anticipate. Eric's story did not stop in the air. Something surprising happened. He discovered a new mission, not above the world, but within it. He found connection, not in the roar of engines, but in the quiet beating of tiny wings. Hummingbirds entered his life, and everything changed. He began to study them. He filmed their nests. He watched eggs the size of peas containing worlds of potential. He recorded the delicate moment of hatching, the first heartbeat of new life, the glow of possibility. One day, he found a hummingbird with a broken leg. The bird was small, fragile, and suffering. Most people believed it would never fly again. Many would have called the situation hopeless. But Eric did not agree. He did not give up. He watched. He cared. He believed. He offered patience instead of pressure. He offered observation instead of assumptions. He offered hope instead of despair. Slowly, the bird began to move. It began to stretch its wings. It began to trust itself again. And then, something extraordinary happened. The little hummingbird flew. Its wings lifted it off the ground. Its body defied pain and gravity. That moment felt like a miracle, not because it was impossible, but because it reminded us what possible can look like. This moment teaches us more than just English. It teaches us emotional vocabulary. Say these sentences slowly, both to learn pronunciation and to feel their meaning. Where there is care, there is hope. Healing begins with belief. Nature teaches without speaking. Hummingbirds are more than a biological species. They are living symbols of something greater. They remind us that life can be delicate and strong at the same time. That resilience can exist inside vulnerability. That being fragile does not mean you cannot be powerful. Even the smallest life can have the biggest impact. Pain is not the end of the story. The world is full of miracles if we learn how to see them. This is not just a language lesson. It is a mindset lesson. Repeat the following sentences out loud. I am stronger than I look. I can begin again, even if I am broken. Small steps can create big change. These sentences are exercises in English fluency, but also in personal courage. They train the mouth to speak and the mind to believe. Eric's work did not stop with hummingbirds. His mission expanded. He became an environmental artist, creating sculptures from recycled glass. He transformed waste into beauty, showing that even discarded materials can find new purpose. He co-founded the Canadian Orca Rescue Society. He collaborated with Indigenous First Nations communities to remove fish farms that damaged ecosystems and threatened wildlife. He worked with media organizations such as the BBC and Netflix, sharing stories of nature that inspired global audiences. He even presented to the House of Commons, speaking on environmental issues and urging leaders to protect ecosystems. This part of the story helps us learn environmental vocabulary. Protect our ecosystem means to save the natural balance of life. Reduce environmental impact means to create less harm through our choices. Raise awareness means to help others understand an issue that matters. Preserve biodiversity means to protect the variety of living species. A sustainable future means a future where life can continue safely for generations. Repeat each phrase, focusing on clarity and confidence. I want to protect our ecosystem. We must raise awareness. Together, we can create a sustainable future. When we learn English, we do not just learn how to speak. We learn what to speak for. Language becomes a tool of responsibility. It becomes a voice for the world. At this point, pause and reflect. These questions will help improve your English speaking skills. Answer aloud, even if you're alone. Have you ever seen a hummingbird or another animal that made you feel amazed by nature? What is one lesson nature has taught you through observation or experience? Why is it important to protect wildlife and the environment? What does resilience mean in your own life? Speaking aloud is essential. Language grows when it is used. Do not wait for perfection. Begin with presence. Learning English is not just memorizing vocabulary or repeating grammar rules. It is learning how to see, how to feel, how to connect. Hummingbirds remind us that the world is a classroom. The wind can be a teacher. Silence can be a teacher. Patterns can be a teacher. Language is not limited to textbooks. Language is life. When we change how we see the world, we change how we speak about it. When we change how we speak, we change what we value. And when we change what we value, we change the world itself. So from today, notice the little miracles. Protect the world around you. Speak with purpose. Tell stories that matter. Share knowledge that inspires. Use English not just as a language of communication, but as a language of compassion. Thank you for watching Top Talk. If this story inspired you, if you learned something new, if you felt a moment of connection, share it with someone else. Learning is a journey we take together. Small does not mean weak. Your voice matters. You're a miracle in progress. See you in the next episode. Keep learning, keep noticing, and keep speaking from the heart. Top Talk, where English meets the world.